welcome to Live Coding Happy Hour on February 19th. We are excited to be here with you today. And before we get any further, let's go ahead and start with our introductions. Chuck.
Hey, my name is Chuck Tomasi. I'm a senior developer advocate at ServiceNow. Been here for about 10 and a half. I should just say I started in 2010. I'm sick of doing the math. Bumped the button. Never mind. Touchy trackpad. Let me tell you, people, it's one of those days. I've got injuries to prove it. Drywall screw in the finger this morning, and it went downhill from there. So if anything technical weird happens, blame me. Because I still need my trainee badge for this video thing. Where were we on the intro? Just keep going.
You
Next.
started in 2010, and you are awesome, and you're here. And I'm Andrew Barnes, developer advocate at ServiceNow. I've been doing this for a while, but not nearly as long as Brad and Chuck. And I specialize in large scale development deployment, integrations, and custom apps. Brad?
My name is Brad Tilton. I am a developer advocate with ServiceNow as well. I've been doing ServiceNow things for about 12 years, been an employee for the last 4. I do see the comments that our sound is really low and you guys can't really hear us very well. It was not me this time, but maybe we can look at that. Anyway.
Is the sound working at all?
Yeah, well, we're moving the meters. I boosted the output just a little bit. We'll see if that helps.
All right.
Okay.
So one of the things we do on this show, in addition to coding live and happy, is that we drink some beverages and then we rate them at the end. So let's go ahead and introduce our beverages. Chuck.
I've been so busy with the technical issues, I forgot to grab a beer. And I have a beer this week. You guys do your introductions. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. I have a Brown Bear brown ale from Catawba.
Is that
I think
a cookie
that's how
on
you
it?
say that. A cookie?
Was there a cookie on that?
It's a bear.
Oh, it's a bear. It looks kind of like a chocolate chip cookie bear.
He's a big happy brown bear. Look at him. And
all right.
Catawba Brewing Co. I think so.
Oh, I tell you.
Brad, what did you get?
I have this Deschutes. Is it Deschutes Home at Port. It's a Trappist Belgian ale that has been aged in port barrels. So I am excited about it.
Apparently, we need to ease that volume up even more.
It's at the max.
Okay.
Unless there's something in Windows that I can set the output volume a little higher. Because they're saying they can barely hear me, too. Let me see how badly this is. It is
just
low.
Looked, it's pretty low.
It's pretty low. Huh.
So we can try to talk loud.
The audio should switch when we move over to screen share.
All right.
We'll do that quickly.
Okay. I got my beer. I have a locally brewed one, Papago Orange Blossom, which is a mandarin wheat.
All right. Well, thanks. I will hand it over to Andrew to launch us into screen share so that people can hear us.
All right. Let us start with the screen share. Here we go. What am I doing? Yeah. So today, what we're going to do is look at AI search. So we've been looking at the Now Intelligence things this week. I've done some blogs. We did a video for our creator toolbox on Tuesday, and all related to Now Intelligence. And there wouldn't be a Now Intelligence week if we didn't mention AI search. So AI search is brand new here in Quebec. Let us know if the audio is any better now.
Nope.
Oh.
This is disappointing. Very disappointing.
The only next solution then would be to stop streaming and then restart it from OBS. So would you
All right.
like to try that, Chuck, or not?
I can stop streaming. It's not even going halfway up the green, which leads me to wonder if it's an input issue.
Do you want to reconnect the Zoom as well then?
I can try that. That might be it.
Let's try.
Or unless there's a Zoom volume setting, maybe input output.
There is a Zoom preference in.
Let me look.
For
audio
volume.
settings.
Are we back live?
Microphone. No, we're not back live yet. Microphone input volume is like next to nothing, and output volume is really low.
So I think we are live.
Are we live? Okay. Hey, guess what? I didn't hit start, but they're probably looking at a Zoom screen. Ah, the behind the scenes stuff. Input doesn't move. I'm going to boost output just a little bit. See if that helps. Okay.
Oh, seems like it's better.
Hey.
I hear an echo somewhere though.
Let's make it even more better.
I'm hearing an echo as well. Have you turned off the VM's output volume to your?
I did earlier today, but now it's off. All right. With those issues aside, let's go back to screen share.
Okay, back to screen share.
I'll mute my mic and do a quick audio check too.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for this today, folks. But we're going to look at AI search. So the first thing you do is you go to the documentation and read up on AI search. The second thing to note is AI search is not enabled in personal developer instances and in most of the Quebec user instances that have upgraded already during this early access. And that's because there's hardware that drives this behind the scenes. And not all that hardware is deployed yet. So many of you won't be able to leverage this until the market launch a la patch 1 of Quebec for general availability, which will be next month. So with all those caveats, let's go take a look at AI search. So I'm here in an instance, and if you are in an instance that is going to work for AI search, when you type AI search, you'll get quite a bit of configuration item modules over here on the side. And when you click search status, it will tell you search is enabled. If you don't have the hardware yet, there will be a search is not enabled, and there'll be a KB link there. But our search is enabled on this instance. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to do the underpinnings for a now experienced search page for our artifact manager. So we have an application called Artifact Manager that we have some now experienced pages for, and we want to add a search page, and we want to leverage AI search. And in order to do that, we need to configure AI search to search our tables and provide that data as a search source. Does that make sense to the Chuck and Brad?
It does.
Yes, I'll say yes because I was resizing the video.
So the first thing that we need to do here under AI search index, and let me make sure let's make sure I'm plenty big today.
That's good.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create one of these index sources. So over here in configuring AI search documentation, it will walk you through how to do these. So we can create a index source. So a search source, and we're going to give it a name, and we're going to say artifacts. And we need to give it a source. So we're going to give it the artifact table.
It's the application you have going on here.
That is really deceptive right there, right? Yeah. So I need to be in the correct application scope. Why is my... All right. You're getting a full reload, buddy. Look at you being bad. Come on. Finish loading. Artifact manager. Thank you for that, Brad. That would have caused me issues.
Nice. I'm
So,
glad I
you're already paid off your value here.
All right. Everybody have
Done.
a great weekend.
Power can go off in Texas for you. So you'll see this little triangle right next to it, which says, I've got a nice little info message to say, hey, this hasn't been processed yet. And that makes sense because I just set it up and I haven't hit index all tables yet or set up any of these. So we don't have any child tables that we want to look at for this, but we do need to do some field mappings. So under field mapping, go ahead.
The child tables, that would be if you had a parent table and then it had some children and you wanted to index the set of tables
and provide them in the same at the same time. So I could do those as separate index sources, or I could do them together.
Okay.
So we're going to create a new field setting for our fields. So we want probably short description. Seems like a good one. Mm-hmm. And we're going to map that to title, and I'll tell you why and what that is in a bit. So you just believe me for now. Title's the way. And I'm going to choose an attribute. I did do that one too fast, which is I've got 4 choices here, which is not searchable, no text index, map to, which is what I'm doing, which is I want to map a field to a value, and then map to raw, which I don't know what that does. So 3 of these, I know what they are, and they're obvious to me, and map to raw, I don't know what that is, and I haven't used that yet. So this is all very, very new stuff. So if we run into walls, it's because I just got AI search enabled hardware today. So this is all new for me too. So after short description, what's another field that you would think you would be searching for, Chuck?
Description.
Description seems good, and I need to map that to, what am I going to map that to? We're going to put a false value here for now. That's not the value that it needs to be. We'll come back. Somebody put a pin in that and remind me that I need to give it a real one. And then let's do one more.
Abstract.
Type. Oh.
Type.
Oh, type. Okay.
And let's go with candy.
So we're mapping it to, are these going to be spots in the search results?
So the values is the name of the property, essentially, that I'm going to use to then map to I got confused. These should be things that I want to display.
Okay, and you're mapping them to the spot in the
not things that I want to search. These are things I want to display. So so that's why we're going to come back to this screen.
Okay,
we'll be back here.
Still right.
I think these are still fine because these are things I will want to display. At least I want to display type and short description. I may not want to display the full description, but for now, we will say go so that we can get this going in the background. And now I'm going to go to AI search, and we're going to create a new search profile. And we're going to call this artifacts for the awesome. And you'll see that I've got some choices here, and I could have created a search source right from here. But I'm going to link to an existing one because I've already created it just a moment ago. No, I didn't, because I created the index sources, not the search source yet. So we need to create a new one. So let's do it. Create and link. Artifacts. And this is the one I've already done. So you'll see this as a theme for a bit, which is pretty much all of these levels. So the search source and then two other places in the future that we will see are places and opportunities to add further conditioning on our search. So for now, I'm going to do type is not archived. So this is basically our inactive flag, because I don't need to search those.
That's where we send things that need to die.
Yeah. We don't delete things because that's just how we roll, but that is where things go to die. So very true, Brad. Now, if you're familiar with searching like Zing search on the platform or other search things, some of these related lists will be familiar to you, and they're auto created for you. Right off the bat, like the default stop word dictionary is applied to this search profile that I've created just now. And we can add new ones, and we can, remove them from here. But the default stop, the default synonyms, and the default typo handling is already applied for me. So I'm going to leave those. I'm going to save this record because I feel like I didn't save it enough. And we're going to probably come back to Genius results because I'm going to want Genius results as well. So don't forget about Genius results. We're going to come back to you, buddy. We'll see you in a bit. So we need to publish this in order to consume it. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it, even though we're going to need to update it later. So that should publish and make active any of these dependencies under it. So the search source should be in the available state, and we can go check on our artifact table index and see if we've gotten our index done right here in our index history. Records process 38. Awesome, because that's how many we have.
Nice.
So if I come over here to live streams, I should have 38.
There's 10. You need all artifacts except the X archives.
38.
There's 38.
Look at that.
Yep.
So that is great news that it's found the things. Not UI search, AI search. So we have most of a working profile now. So I could stop at this point, I think, because I've got an index and I've got it all linked up to provide to a front end right now. But I'm going to go ahead and create a Genius result because I'm going to want that at the same time. So let's go ahead and create one of these two. Now, I'm going to set the trigger condition always. Artifacts. Our Genius result answer type is search. So I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to have to figure out what's going to go. Oh, field label is in the current invalid.
Selected table, nothing. What?
Where was the choice? Where was the choice for that?
Yeah.
Where is? I think because I didn't actually put anything in here is what made it angry. Let me switch over to here and take a look at. So one thing I do need to know, I need to put in my return fields, and I need to adjust this Genius Logic script are things that I definitely need to do. I had a little bit of magic baking in the background because I didn't want to have to craft this from scratch entirely. But one thing to note is this SNAIS is a documented API.
Yay.
So SNAIS is a documented thing. And we needed, if you noted there, we need the Genius results answer part of these. And so these are the things that I can call inside of this script area with this object to do useful things. So I'm going to need to set table, which is what made it angry, I believe, is that I had not done this yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to say answer.set table. And
would you set that to the artifact table?
That's the artifact table. In artifact.
X under SNC, artifact under MGR.
That's amazing that you know that, but also I am a copy pasta.
After migrating all the TechNow and community live stream stuff over, I've become very familiar with the table structure of that app. But I use constants, so I don't type them out.
It's a reason why I don't run into typos very often in my code, because I don't type. Even if there is a typo, guess what? It's the same everywhere.
I got to get you guys using the constants thing so that we don't have hidden hard-coded table values like this too.
I do like constants. So now the next thing I needed to do was add some search phrases. So let's add search phrase. And this is going to be.
Daniel's saying he saw a table field that was hidden by like a UI policy when this form was loaded. We might want to do a show XML, see if there's something in this form that we just didn't see.
So
what is context? What was that?
So that is what we're passing into this function.
Which should be I see it. Yeah, it's an input parameter. Yep.
That the person submitted.
Yep.
So now I'm going to set the search limit, and we're going to do 1. Let's just get 1 Genius result, and let's return that. Looks good. So let's add a field. So we want to return the, let's take a look. We want to return the number field and the title field, which is it actually called title? Let's take a look. It is short description, because of course it is. Number and short description. Now, what you'll note is right now I have 7 Genius model fields as outputs, or down here in this related list. And I should, when I hit save, have 9. Oh, Look at that. Table and number,
Wow.
or a number and short description are in here now. Yay. That makes me happy. So let us return back up the UI, AI. Wow. That's probably going to get me. Genius results, artifact, looks happy. I'm going to actually unlink this and link it back and see if I get that error again. Just because I want to see if I get that error. I don't. Okay. So let's go see if we can do some searching. So in order to link this up to a now experience, we need to create a search application. Oh, good. Ooh, my memory is a fickle thing. So we need to go in AI search applications and create a new search application configuration. Artifacts. So we're going to use the AI search because we're serving that up. And we're going to choose the search profile that we just created. Artifacts. And this is where we get to, apply the search results limits and the genius limits.
Why would we limit the genius results to 1? Shouldn't it be higher?
So the genius results is a special category of results. And I think that something around 2 or 3 is the right number for that. So I heard one of the search folks say that when they tried to go as high as like 5, it stopped being as useful to the users. So to keep this number relatively low.
Nice.
And I'm going to believe them because that's their job.
Why would pay them?
And until I have evidence to the contrary, I'm going to believe people. Now, what we need to do here is there anything interesting in the chat?
Oh, we're going back and forth about the constants.
Constants talk.
Oh, have we started a religious war?
No, I think most people are on board.
That's disappointing. It's fun when you do. So we need to, on this screen, create the search facets that we're going to provide. And this is going to be from that field mapping that we did earlier. So we're going to name this one, short description, and we're going to call this title.
A lot of annotations on this form.
There are a lot of annotations.
Maybe the most annotated form that I have seen.
That got positive feedback, though. Somebody said in the chat they love it.
It's great. Yeah.
This is a lot of annotations. It's like a docs page right here.
You should tell, if it's not obvious, you should tell people how they need to fill something out. I like it.
So now this is our facet field, and this is going to need to be the table name dot field name. So I think I still have, nope. So we need our table name. Dot short description. And we're going to give it an order. And we're going to try this with just 1. for now. Attack cat. We're going to try this with just one and see if we actually like have done enough of the steps right to do this. So in true fashion, I'm not I have no idea if this is going to work.
We have done a lot of things so far without doing any testing. So
I know, right?
I am curious.
It's
Getting nervous.
It's a little nerve-wracking, right? So let's see if we can get off here. And we're going to change this and open. Oh, no, we need to save. My search test has no matches. Well, that is actually promising. Builder seems to have gotten me some results.
So the title is a way for you to filter.
So the search facets are things that I can
these are
filter
facets,
on.
yeah.
Yep. So I could easily, for example, put type here.
Mhm.
That would be a good search facet.
Yep.
I haven't gotten this linked up properly, and I think that's in my UI. I need to go make some adjustments because right now I'm using a name field, and we don't have a name field.
So what I'm seeing
But
is
this
that
is promising that I'm actually getting the
yeah,
the
it's promising you're
facets.
getting results, but I'm not seeing a huge difference of this over like a keyword search because you've went for something very specific.
Sure. Let's narrow it down then. Let's get
So is that the mapping that we would have done would have affected the results? We started doing it at the beginning.
so the mapping that we did is
Those
what
field
we are,
mappings
those
with the
field
value
mappings.
that was like cookies.
Yep. So over here in index source under artifact. So these guys are values that I can leverage to display the search results.
Okay.
I think.
Would this have affected?
Nope,
Like
they've
us
got to
not
be.
actually
These
seeing
have to be
them?
the fields that we're searching as well.
Field settings. Map.
Because we can say don't search if
Oh yeah.
one of the choices is don't search a thing. That's where I'm hit the edge of my knowledge, but it feels to me like someone told me that I didn't have to put all the fields I want in here, but the fields that I do put in here are the ones that I can surface. So let's search for, well, we're going to have to get the display working so we can be sure. So I need to adjust the display a little bit because
sorry, for this page, was this a page template that you just spun up?
I don't understand what you mean when you ask.
When you create a new page in UI Builder, there's like 10 page templates.
This is not from that.
Not okay. You had to grab this from somewhere. All right.
Yes, and this is creating one of these and wiring it up is a future show. But right now, the main thing I need to do is go look at my EVAM and map the field I need.
I did an EVAM blog this week, and yeah, I think it's in the middle tab.
I missed something. What is EVAM?
Entity View Action Mapper. If you want to know
doesn't
more
care.
about it, Chuck, I wrote a blog and did a 12-minute video on it this week.
Well, you know what? I think that deserves a ding on the bell. If I had it ready. There we go.
So the view template is...
So I was trying to avoid doing this at all. Because this gets even more complicated. And it again, at the edge of my amazing deep knowledge on this, which is non-existent. But let's dive in then. So in order to provide these search results, we need one of these, entity view action mappers, EVAM. And I have already got one wired up to my UI that which is this one. And I'll need to really, the thing I should do is create a new one, but I'm going to see if I can maybe do this without breaking this one all the way. Just break it a little bit. So when I did a table, I lost my fields, obviously, but and that's because they didn't exist. And I need title. There we are. We need at least title for our search results.
These are the fields that you're going to want to display on your card.
Ah, okay.
Absolutely.
And then the view template is where you map those fields to the position on the card.
Yes, it is.
It's feeling kind of mobile to me.
So now that I have the title in this EVAM, I think I should be fine.
I think you have to go into the view template and tell it to point to title instead of name.
I will absolutely have to do that.
Okay.
Which is, I was going to get there from the UI, but I can get there from right here, which is, it's right here.
There.
You are most correct, sir.
I've stared at EVAM a lot this week. Sometimes I had internet while I was doing it.
So down here in my mappings, in my view template, I need to change name to short title. And then I should actually get things in the search area. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Let's reload this. That's something.
Didn't look like the title, though.
Didn't look like the title.
It seems like maybe a different field was. Wow.
Let me reload it again and see why do I get past due? What are you doing to me?
Where does that even come from? I don't even know that that's a thing.
Is there a past due field?
No, there's not a past due value.
Interesting. Well, that was, so I should probably do the full thing then. Well, let's make sure I don't have something weird here.
Is that getting, well, I guess, yeah.
Let me check this property and make sure I'm mapping
search
it
term.
right. Where's the search application? Artifact. Caveat society. So
Can you put that in the in your
So over
page
in my
params?
page, yeah. So over in my page parameters, I need to. So I was forcing it a little bit by just shoving it in there directly. How do I get to the page parameters from here, Brad?
If you
Walk me through
click
that.
on test, can you just change test to a different? I think
I
if you
can.
click on it,
Yeah.
there you go.
Like I can put client here and this there, which it already is. And then when I launch it, it passes those.
Let's see if you go back to the page.
So it did apply those here, but I'm still getting passed through there.
If you go back to the
So
page and click into the data resource, then you should at least see what the data resource is returning from those values on the right here. Yeah, search results.
I've got this one. Yeah.
So our values
I'm
aren't
getting
getting passed.
and
like
I'm getting the right things back. So I'm getting
do you
short
see past
description
due?
and table, which are things I need. What did you ask? Do I see past due?
In there somewhere?
Yeah.
Text header label one.
Label one.
Oh. So maybe we need to set in that in the page template.
In the page template back
detail
here.
Header one needs to be one of the things we're passing on the mapping. If you scroll down a little bit,
yeah,
into mappings. Oh, it's because we're passing header label 2. Maybe we just change that to 1.
We could do both.
Yeah, let's do both.
Let's do both. Why half it? Do both.
Then you change two things. You won't know which one worked.
I'm okay with that today.
Get it to work
Friday.
first.
It's Friday. Get it to work. Then start breaking it. I really thought that was it.
Did we save the?
I saved it. I saved this. Yeah. Let's take a look here and reload this guy. Yeah. Reload. Look at him saying past. He's just taunting me there with
we're
the past
still
due.
yeah. Why?
Header label 1.
Past due.
So down here, I am getting a separate. So I'm getting useful stuff down here.
So the field, is it title or short description?
Is this set here? Oh, it sure is. Look at that.
No.
Yeah, you can set, so there's static values and
this is static value.
The static values are for like if you have a card and you want to use a label on it, you can just set the label to be a static value. But do we need short description there instead of title? Isn't that the name of the field? Is
Yes.
actually short description.
It is. I can't tell you how many times I've been fooled by that in the last month.
So let's get rid of the static value and then use short description.
And then nuke this guy. Not that, but just this guy. see. Good call, Brad.
Teamwork.
Oh,
Hey, look at that. So that's the when you see like created by and evaluation for, those are our static values.
Yep.
And then we're setting
Right
that short description to all of our mappings. That's what we're doing that. So we could set those to different fields.
And we haven't linked this up, so clicking it is not useful.
You do that with a handled.
Do you know
page
which?
event.
Do you know which values are, or which results are from the regular search versus the Genius search?
Oh, well, right now, everything is from, yeah. So I haven't, I'm not displaying the Genius search on this UI.
Oh, okay.
So yes, you do. And it's how you present it to the user. So you get control over that. So you would put it in a more prominent place to do that. So I'm going to stop the screen share because that's as much victory as we're going to get today.
So I'll go ahead and plug if you were wondering what we were doing in UI Builder there, I did do a blog and it has a 12-minute video attached to it where I created an EVAM data, an EVAM definition from scratch, and then connected it to a data resource, hooked it up to some events, and then made it work on a page. So if you're kind of lost on what we did in UI Builder, I would check that out on the developer blog.
And what I'll say is I'm going to turn this into a blog. So I know that we did a lot of things on the screen today, and not all of them felt super connected. And some of that is I'm not as familiar with this as I want to be yet. But I'll commit to doing a blog that will tie these things together from the video to show you how to walk this through to what we got to today, which is being able to provide data to a search page in a Now Experience UI. But to recap what we did is we defined a new index search source. And, so we indexed a table with AI search, which is like step one. And then, we did some framing around that, which is, set up the search profile and the search source to link to that index. We did some field mappings there. And then the next step, so that's like setting up the index. The next step is if you want to provide this to a Now Experience UI, you need to set up that search application. So that was that second big step we did, was create that search application. And then the third step is we need to, which we skipped over, so I completely glossed over it. We massaged an existing one a little bit, which is we need to actually create an EVAM to provide data. So you have to, in addition to that search application, you need to, provide an EVAM to give that data to your experience. And then in your experience, you need to consume that. So does that, Chuck, this is all completely new for you. How confusing was that for you?
I think it's very procedural. I just have to put it in context. Like you said, I'll watch this video again, particularly so I can put the time codes in there and get that published.
Because to me, it feels very confusing.
Yeah, it's a bit like
I just did
mobile when you first start too. So was mobile when we first started, with functions and function items and data items and putting all that together. But once you do it once or twice or 10 times, it should get a little more natural.
Yep. And so we did tie a bunch of new stuff together today. So if you, the viewer, were confused, that is okay. Because this was not a polished and complete end-to-end. I was learning while I was doing this. I learned a couple of things while we were doing it. And I had only done this mostly one time earlier today. So This is all new stuff, and we'll continue to keep giving you extra context and information around all of the new things in UI Builder and Now Experience, like connecting in things like AI search to it. And with that, I'll hand it back to Brad.
So before we get into rating our drinks, some questions from the chat. They cannot do this currently in PDIs. And you said at the beginning of the show, I think that once Quebec goes GA, they will be able to do it in PDIs.
I actually don't know the answer to that. What I know for sure is customers' production instances should be available next month once we're at market launch. Other than that, it is outside of my knowledge of knowing. So I'm not sure if we're going to have hardware to support personal developer instances to do this. So it is extra hardware infrastructure, and most of the time we don't provide that to the personal developer instances. So like metric base, for example, has extra hardware requirements. We don't provide that into our personal developer instances. So it is I'm not sure yet, but history tells me it's not super likely soon.
Phil says so customers can test it live in production. I'm assuming that you'll also be able to use it on subprods. Customers will.
Yeah, and I worded that for a particular reason, which is that's what the guarantee is at market launch, all production Quebec instances will have the hardware available for that. Is what I've been told. Sub-production instances may not all be available at that time.
Okay.
So that hardware is rolling out to our data centers like as we speak. But the production ones and work with your account team. If you're a ServiceNow customer and you want to leverage AI search and you're on Quebec, they can accelerate things like that.
All right. Well, thanks, Andrew. I learned a lot in that episode, while we were configuring AI search. Let's go ahead and rate our beers before we go. We'll start with Chuck.
It's only half gone, but I give this the Orange Blossom from Papago Brewery, Mandarin Wheat, 3.75. It was good. It was good.
I think I'm in the same place with this brown ale. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a decent brew. I wish I'd had like 3 more of these with doing this AI search today. Good solid 3.75.
All right, and I had the Deschutes. It's a Trappist ale aged in port barrels. It was excellent.
Oh my!
I'm going to give it a 4
somehow 5. I missed that during the intro. Can you show it to me again so I can be jealous a little longer?
It's a Trappist dark ale, and it was aged in port barrels for 13 months.
Wow!
I'm so jealous of all the beers you bring to the table, Brad.
It was
Brad. We're glad you were able to hang on for this entire hour, given what you went through earlier this week.
I still have quite a bit left.
Nice.
But you know, with the rolling power outages and the hat you had on Tuesday, that was. we're glad you were able to get here, and thank you, Andrew, for bringing us through all of the AI search stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been a fun episode, and we'll see everyone next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.